need to be in the United States. So first of all, you don't want to stay outside the U.S. for more than 6 months to avoid having to get a re-entry permit and to avoid an automatic interruption of your continuous presence. That's number one. Where you are in the U.S. is irrelevant for purposes of presence. Now, when you're applying, you need to be in one area for 3 months before you apply. That's a different issue. And the amount of time that you're out, if you come in for a week every 6 months, for example, you're not going to have the 30 months that you would need in the past 5 years. I mean, what's 30 months? It's half of 60. 60 is 5 years, 60 months. So half the time, they need to show that at least half the time during the look-back period you were in the U.S. and that your residence was still here. Now, if some of the time is in LA, some of the time is in New York, some of the time is in California, the question then becomes, is that really residence? Are you in a hotel or are you in a home? So that is more of a gray area. One could argue, I satisfied the requirements because I was in the U.S. USCIS and the official very say, that's not residence. That you were a tourist during that time. So I've seen stranger things. So we'd have to look at it in more detail to know, but clearly, when you file, you're looking at the past 5 years, you have to show during the past 5 years you've been in the U.S. 30 months. And if your trips are 1 week here, 2 weeks there every 6 months, you'll keep your green card, you won't lose it, at least not initially. At some point, a CBP agent may very well say, man, green card is for people who live here and travel every now and again abroad. You're doing the opposite. You're living there and only coming to visit here, and they can try to take it away from you. Doesn't mean they'll be successful, but they'll try. At that point, you would have to make a commitment and say, look, I'm coming back here to stay. All of that was in the past because I was doing my research. I was a fellow. It was part of my program. The university I was working with sent me there. You would have to be able to make that commitment. And if you don't, you could very well be forced to abandon your green card or face removal proceedings. And when a Customs and Border Patrol agent takes you, who is that? You come in on an airplane, when you go through customs, you're meeting a CBP agent. You're not entitled to an attorney. You're not even entitled to a phone call. My father, who had a green card, lived abroad since '96, abandoned his green card. He had a tourist visa, at least he thought he abandoned his green card. He would come to the United States, I'd say once every 2 years or once every year. After the 8th trip, CBP stopped him and said, you're lying to us. What do you mean I'm lying to you? You're a green card holder. Why do you have a visa? You're misrepresenting yourself. I said, what are you talking about? My green card was abandoned. It was taken away from me. 12 hours in secondary processing, no attorney, no phone call, no ability to communicate to anybody else. He had to, in writing, say that he abandoned his green card. Now, he had decided to do that a long time ago, but why did they catch that the 8th time, not the 7th, not the 6th, not the 5th? Nobody can answer that question. It depends on how aggressive the individual is. Is he having a good day? Is he a bad day? If it's my situation, if it's a woman or if it's a male. We react differently with different people. So be cautious and don't try not to take too many chances. I hope that answers your question.